did say I was gonna do more of this than the live shit. Um, I kind of just want to talk about kind of vulnerability, putting yourself out here on in social media, and the kind of lesson that I'm learning from in relationship to the development of my desired subtle material accomplishments or objectives, which is equanimity. To replace the immediate response to outside stimuli or the instinctive response to outside stimuli with an intuitive response to outside stimuli that does not result in further entanglement. In relationship to my concept of behavioral economics, it's not cost benefit. It's not cost beneficial as it pertains to the expenditure of capital, as it pertains to certain, and this is karma. Karma is just that. It's your energetic or psychic capital. 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 Yeah, capital. I'm gonna. Is your energetic capital. So that's exactly what my behavioral economics system analyzes and helps you manage is your expenditure of psychic capital in relationship to achieving your objectives. If you expend your psychic capital in further entanglement, then you subtract from the capital that you can invest in manifesting your objectives, your goals. So this is all in line with the quantum, the cognitive quantum thermodynamics, or the laws of cognitive quantum thermodynamics as it pertains to cognitive function as it applies to the cognitive force as that applies to human agency, because it's complicated, but it's not. I'm working at articulating that a lot more effectively. So right now, this is an activity I'm engaging in with an objective that's not necessarily entirely tied to the actual pursuit or the activity. It's not that I don't want to increase my social media presence and increase my social media visibility. It's not that those things are an objective. They're just not my primary objective. My primary objective is attaining the subtle material accomplishments like equanimity, uwe, perfecting my public speaking, my practice of being vulnerable, my practice of setting boundaries, these skills that are necessary in relationship to achieving success. And my success again is within the confines of life. Fuck being successful at some occupation within the context of the human experience that defines me as something within the only within the confines of the human experience. When I can use those skill sets just to fucking live a fucking successful life. Whatever that is and however I define that in relationship to my exploration of self. In my quest for, my protagonistic quest for self-discovery. Plato said that the life most, or the individual most suitable for damnation is one who lives a life that is unexamined. So since I was a kid, I was into this concept of this, Platonic concept of utopia and acquiring this utopia during the course of my life versus acquiring some heaven upon my death. So I spent my life, and I was saying that today, dude, I'm exactly where I want to be in life. You know what I'm saying? In relationship to my frame of mind, my acknowledgement of self, my awareness of self, my mastery of self, my appreciation for Gong Fu. You know what I'm saying? My accomplishments as it pertains to martial yoga. My philosophical accomplishments. These are things that I value. I mean, my locks. You know what I'm saying? Like, my hyperkinesthetic awareness and perception are things that I appreciate. How I view my cognitive perception, this Kristgnostic psychology that I've developed. These are the things that I value in relationship to my life experience. And it's not to say that I don't like gross material things or social material things like family and children, but they're not necessarily the things that I derive pleasure from. You know what I'm saying? Like I can't. I've attempted to live the semblance of that life and the things that and the path that leads to you attaining those things. They're just not for me, and that's not saying that they're wrong, but it's also not saying that they're right. You know what I'm saying? It's a Buddhist philosophical standpoint. It is what's right for you, and it is what's wrong for you. So I'm more thinking about Facebook in relationship to this right here, and possibly YouTube because I haven't really posted on YouTube in a long time. So I really want to post more on YouTube. You know what I'm saying? Like, again, this is an act of Wu, in pursuit of equanimity. And equanimity and Wu are closely related. Reverse effort or effortless effort. Or effortless action. That's what it is. It's reverse action or effortless action. That's what it is. Wu. And those are things that I'm on. Those are subtle material accomplishments that I've got my eye on. And there's some other, meditative pursuits. There's a therapeutic Buddhist meditation that I'm interested in learning and developing. I'm also developing like a self hypnosis technique, which was in line with the therapeutic Buddhist technique that I can't pronounce it as of now, but there's going to be a time when I can pronounce it as fluidly as I'm pronouncing fluidly. But yeah, that's a future pursuit. And then the woolly hair in relationship to Sufism, and because that's what Sufi is most readily translated with is woolly, and so therefore that's why Sufis of the Saudi Arabian tradition wear the woolly caps they do. And then there's a connection between worldly dervishes and Tai Chi and this concept of moving through living water or sound waves or frequency waves, neural waves, which would be the more accurate description of the living water. The neural waves in the biofeedback loop between us and the environment. It's sending out waves, neurological waves, and we're sending back neurological waves in an ongoing feedback loop that creates this living water. This is metaphorical living water. And so when you vibrate at a lower frequency, you're not interacting with this living water at its higher frequency unless you engage in Kundalini practice, internal yogic pranayama practice. So this is what this is all based in. I'm going to leave it kind of here.